All right, happy Friday night, everybody. Welcome on into Diamond Talk, coming to you from Raiderland World Headquarters tonight, following Texas Tech and Texas, wrapping up the Women's College World Series, or just the College World Series in softball. Do we have to really put women's in front of it? I think we know they're women. Anyhow, Texas wins 10-4. The magical, awesome ride finishes up in the national title game. An up or down, me or you. Somebody's got to win. Last day of the season deal. Doesn't get much better than that. We'll get your thoughts. The game analysis, I don't know. Maybe it's more of a program analysis. It's a year analysis, not a year analysis. That would be totally different. And the ability to run it back next year. You tell me. This show really is about y'all, and I'm really intrigued to see how many folks jump in tonight. It's Tech softball. It's not a big program. Never done anything. How many people will be hanging around still on a Friday night wanting to talk about the program? I got a feeling there's going to be a few folks. So can they run it back? The impact of this season on the program, on the athletic department, and what it says about Texas Tech. You guys jump in on the chat line, whether you are on Facebook, whether you're on our YouTube channel, Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland, or on Twitter X at Ryan Hyatt Media. All the comments brought to you by United Supermarket. So jump in tonight. Let's find out what you're thinking. In 3, in 2. Good evening, West Texans, all you good, fine, friendly folks out there who wish you were. I'm Ryan Hyatt, TheRaiderland.com, the website. Start your day every day there. We give you your question of the day. We got Raiderland hot links. Tonight on Diamond Talk, recapping Texas Tech. Season comes to an end, just that close to a national championship. 10-4 against Texas. Rough start early on, and I'll tell you about what I was doing when they were giving up 5 runs in the first. But anyways, brought to you tonight by Ultra Exteriors here in Lubbock, Texas. Hey, if you've suffered window damage, roof damage, any damage to your home in the storms the last 24, 48 hours, my man, Warren Taylor, is here to help you out. Ultra Exteriors have been with us for a while. Good people. Check out their website. But seriously, if you got windows that need to be redone, maybe you were thinking about, redoing some stuff at the house anyways, and then the amazing, massive hailstone showed up. Warren Taylor and Ultra Exteriors, your guy. Also by Domino's Pizza. It's 938 in Lubbock, Texas, USA. You're hungry, they deliver, or maybe you're out and about cruising around and you can pick it up on the way home. All right? You jump in there on Domino's Pizza. And, of course, we mentioned United Supermarkets. There's one grocery store that puts their name on stuff in West Texas and Texas Tech. There's another one that comes out here to West Texas, takes your money, and puts their name on stuff down in Austin. Hello, United Supermarkets and Market Street. All right, so where do we want to start tonight? Your thoughts on the year, your thoughts on everything that transpired. Again, the game analysis. You give up a bunch of runs in the first inning, it's going to be tough. And I've got thoughts on maybe why that happened or why that didn't happen. I am a softball neophyte. Take nothing I say for granted. I'm only a guy who's been around high-level college athletics, though, for 35 plus years, and I've got a little insight on these situations, but not specifically softball. So we can talk about that tonight, and then anything else you want to do. But yeah, I apologize. I didn't get to see the first inning completely because we had tornadoes and hailstorms and weird weather going on here in West Texas. And yeah, I was outside for a little while going, is that coming our way? Is that going, what are we doing here? What are we doing? So there were a lot of people like that last night, a lot of people like that tonight. Thankfully, not nearly as bad in town as it was. But tonight was our night to kind of go, do we want to get in the root cellar or not? Any of y'all got a root cellar? Any of y'all know what a root cellar is? Probably not a lot of folks. That's okay. So we get in, and I'm like, ooh, that is not going well. First time I came in after, watching some of the storms, it's 2-0. Then obviously things escalated with a grand slam, and there we go. The tone is set. It's a game 3, game 7, final all decisive game, and it takes your wind out. You know, it's a gut punch, and it takes a while to come back from that. And they did. And then, and this shocked me, had no idea. The run rule is in effect in the finals. Are you kidding me? We're not playing this to the bone? That there was a chance in the 5th if Texas Tech doesn't score, that this is over? You've got to be kidding me. But Texas Tech scored, and they fought back, and they obviously closed it out 10-4. Sheesh. All right. Let's get it going on some of the comments tonight. Your thoughts, everything else. Greg jumps in on our Facebook page. Hey, Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland on Facebook. We're this close to 500 subscribers. If everybody watching tonight who is not subscribed to our Facebook or our YouTube channel, I'm sorry, I think I said Facebook, YouTube channel, runs over there to YouTube, subscribes, hits like, shares it, that would be awesome. We'd really appreciate it. Texas was supposed to be in the final. Tech did great to get to the final game. Wreck them. Yeah, Texas, they've been there the last couple of years, been denied by OU. I mean, you think about the history of Texas softball, players like Cat Osterman, you know, and that's just the first one that comes to mind. But all the great teams, and they'd never won a title before. And you were this close to doing it before they did. I love it. I love that part. Greg, love watching the Horns kick the ball around. We'll be back. And that's the thing. This Glasgow team, they can run it back next year. The announcement today, not trying to bury the lead, Nigel Kennedy back next year, $1 million, 1.2, I think maybe was what I was hearing on the NIL. Money well spent the first time, money well spent the second time. And if you don't like NIL and you're a Tech fan, I don't know what to tell you, because Texas Tech's best days have been in the last 5-6 years with NIL and the open transfer window. If you don't like that stuff, I don't know what to tell you. But yeah, the idea of running it back next year. Elder, obviously a senior, Langoliers. You've got like 90% of your production. Maybe that's a high number on production. But you got like 80% of everything coming back. You add a couple of bats. Glasgow's talked about this team was limited offensively. And by limited, I mean, obviously they couldn't have been too limited. They wouldn't have been in the College World Series finals. I'd like to see what a good offensive team looks like. His name is Matthew Howard. He's on YouTube. Really proud of the team. No quitting these ladies. Great accomplishment. Only had 2 seniors. Foundation is laid. Wreck 'em. What we're talking about right there. Greg, my grandmother had a root cellar. They lived in Lubbock. Yeah. You know, we don't live in Lubbock. We live outside in the suburbs of Ropesville. And it really comes down to, are you more scared of the tornado or the snakes that are going to be in the root cellar? You know? Jason on YouTube, how's that house settlement going to affect our ability to spend money? All right, so, and this is going to be a really elementary, rudimentary overview of the house settlement. So it comes in, it places a $22.5 million cap on what the school can pay and how they divvy it up among all the student athletes. Football is going to get about 16 to 18 to 20 million, depending on the program. The rest of the programs will get that money. It does not affect NIL. You can still pay as much NIL as you want to. However, I think the number for baseball is similar to softball. Any NIL deal over $600 has to go through a review board set up by the NCAA to say that is a fair market value of the player's worth, and you can do that, and you're not just buying a player. So let's go to Nigel Kennedy right now. Why did they get the deal done today? They can make those first payments before July 1st when the house deal theoretically kicks in my immediate reading of it. And you can make a lot of those payments before that. They don't come under the review of the NCAA before that. And that's why a lot of people are really scrambling right now to get NIL deals done going forward this year. So, Jason, Tech can still spend a lot of money. The Matador Club, the NIL Collective, they can do it, but it is going to be reviewed, and we'll see how that goes. Now, here's how this is going to go. There will be lawyers. There will be a lot of lawyers. The House settlement, in my opinion, that everybody, not everybody, that people think the House settlement getting signed by Judge Wilkin late this afternoon out there in Oakland is the end of it. It's the beginning of the lawsuits. It's the beginning of the lawyers. Nothing changes. And I think that we will operate under the exact same rules for this coming year, because there will be lawsuits, stays, nothing will be enforced. Never gave up. Never should. Don't ever give up. Glad you guys are with us on Diamond Talk. We're celebrating the season. What impressed you the most? Can they keep it going? How many people watching this thing right now tonight? And I know we got a lot of people online live and a lot of people watching on replay. And you can comment on Twitter at Ryan Hyatt Media and on our Facebook page and everything else. How many people tonight watching this show got into softball really for the first time during this run? That you were aware of it, you know, you're not stupid, but you really got into it. And is it going to make you a fan? Because I have alluded to the run that the Lady Raiders had in 1993 and how it brought a lot of people to women's basketball and women's college basketball and Lady Raider basketball. And actually, I'm thinking really the comparison is this year is 1992. And I'll explain that before we get out of here tonight. But I would really love all the people, the hundreds that are watching right now, some of y'all to jump in and say, hey, new fan, never really watched, don't even know that much about college softball, like me. I'm a neophyte. But I know good competitors when I see it. You know? Jason, someone will test that review board in court, won't they? 100% very quickly. I mean, you can't tell me what the value is for me to spend my money. Exactly. The value is, and we have this a little bit in the NFL and NBA and Major League Baseball and stuff with the collectively bargain agreements where you can't just, like Jerry Jones can't pay Dak Prescott $50 to play next year and then come back in and say, oh, but I've got an advertising deal that's going to give you $30 million. That does exist in the pro sports. So there are mechanisms for it, but that becomes the deal, and that's a new thing right now. What is the NIL deal worth for Nigeria Kennedy? And there was an article about a month ago saying that this might be the last time any player in women's college sports could get that deal passed if the House settlement goes through, that the women's sports value would just never equate to $1 million NIL deal. Well, says who? And that's going to be the thing on the NIL review stuff. Says who? Says you? Says a judge? I mean, is the judge a marketing person? I mean, all it takes is one business to say, it's worth it to me to associate with this person, and I think they're worth $1 million. Well, you're stupid. Doesn't matter. I said they're worth it. That's what the marketplace says. So Jason has a great point there. Stacy, how much you want to bet UT and Alabama's NIL players are fair market and no one else's are? I see where you're going, and I agree. Lynn's out there aware of it, but this season started to keep track of the games when they were on ESPN Plus. New to the game for sure. That's what we're talking about. You know, how many of y'all right now, my goodness, are you kidding me? It is 9:50 on a Friday night in early June, and we've got hundreds of people watching right now talking about women's college softball. And I'm not saying that to demean. I'm saying that shows the power. It shows the power of what's transpired at Texas Tech. I love it. I've seen it before. I was a part of it. Lady Raider basketball. Gary's on that YouTube channel we have, Brian Hyatt's Raiderland. Don't cost nothing. Sign up. Drive us over 500. Share it. Everybody out there, please do that. Be cool. Glasgow knew Kennedy was out of gas. Impressed he made the change to protect her and give other pitchers some innings. Well, it wasn't so much about giving other pitchers some innings. It's trying to win the freaking game. And okay, so let's go to the Kennedy out of gas. I think you've got about three things. And again, I had to go back and watch a little bit of it, on the replay and everything else. But even going into today, talking with some people, you've got two different fatigue levels here. The physical fatigue and the mental fatigue of making so many pitches that every pitch matters. That's got to wear on you. So that's a reality. The other thing is, no matter how good you are as a pitcher, the more times people see you, that you expose yourself through the lineup, they begin to get a handle on it. 3, the hamstring issue, and was the injury level we'll probably never know. Truly. All of that. Did it shock me that it spun out of control early on? Yeah, it shocked me because you just didn't expect that. But in retrospect, you look at it and go, okay, I can see how that can happen. Yeah. And then you look at where some of the second and third line pitching had been for Tech this year against my level teams, and it wasn't so great. It wasn't so great at times. So it wasn't so much about giving other pitchers some innings. It was just, we got to freaking try to win the game, and she's not going to win it. Jeff says, new fan, playoff series was just plain fun. Next year going to be better. What do y'all like about softball? What do y'all like about college softball? What are your favorite aspects about it? What will draw you in? What will make you go watch games at Rocky Johnson next year? Stephen, what a run. I'll bet Glasgow, even if he puts beans in his chili. There's no need to have bad talk, loud talk, and profane talk like that on this program. I mean, I don't know. I mean, he was a gun-toting, dog-training, former pig-farming son of a gun who ended up coaching Tech. Beans and chili? I don't know if we can cotton to that. CJ, I kept up with them, but started watching this year. JC is on our Facebook page. Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland on Facebook. If you don't follow us there, you should. It's easy. I got to drive them to UT in the spring. Since then, I've been hooked. Coached baseball for 33 years. These girls are great athletes. Got to drive them to UT in the spring. Hold on. Do you drive like for Tom Walters, Kings Highway? Impressed coach made the change to protect Kennedy when he knew she was out of gas. Well, yeah, I mean, but also he's trying to win the game. It's just, I mean, a blind drunk man coming in off the street, hanging out with Jim Brockmeyer for 3 days, walking into that could have said, maybe we ought to make a change. Stacy, let good D1 hitters see the same pitcher 3 games in a row, they'll catch up to the greatest pitchers. Yeah. And that's why only like 4 or 5 pitchers in the history of the Women's College World Series, which sounds stupid every time I say it, in the College World Series had pitched the equivalent of what Kennedy was pitching and trying to pitch. Get your comments in. Thanks to United Supermarkets and Market Street. Jason, I like the speed of it. We're talking about things you like about college softball, things you like about softball. What's drawing you into the game if you're new to it? And I know there are a lot of people out there that are watching this broadcast tonight that are new to it, that are excited to see what happens next year, and Kennedy will be back. Like the speed of it, how quickly the game moves. The infield players have to be spot on with plays. I don't know how they ever turn a double play, one. And the double play Tech turn last night, last night? Was it no. Oh, hell, now I'm getting confused on my own. Oh, no, it was the one Texas turned the other day, the 5-2-3. How do you do that? I don't know. And I was around when the program started, and Renee Lures Gillespie was really cool to me back in the mid-'90s, early days of the Williams and Hyatt show, Lady Raider basketball, Tech baseball, inviting the media out. And I didn't get it. And by that I mean I knew how impressive it was, but I didn't understand the game. And I'm not saying I do right now, but I truly didn't appreciate it. And Jason's saying the speed of it. That's one of the things that impresses me now about watching college softball is the crispness of the game. It is played very crisply. The fielding, the pitching, how quickly everything is done. It's crazy. New Mexico, Texas coaches. There you go. Julie, please say it louder for the people in the back. It's not Lady Raiders softball. All these posts are driving me crazy. Yes, it's Red Raiders softball. The only two programs at Tech that use Lady Raider moniker are Lady Raider basketball, and I believe women's tennis still uses Lady Raiders. I think they do. If not, it's only Lady Raider basketball. Red Raiders, gender neutral nickname. Everybody else uses Red Raiders. Watched every game from the last few conference series. Not much before that. So there's another new convert, another new fan. But are you going to be back next year? Are you going to be invested in it next year? My God, there's going to be maybe more people at Rocky Johnson for the opening game than Dan Law Field for baseball. So glad you're with us tonight, hanging out here on Diamond Talk, talking about Texas Tech season. It ends in the national title game. We can recap the year, what it's meant for you as a Tech fan. I mean, we needed this, right? This spring. I know Tech track's been fine and everything else. Golf, great runs, and tennis, good run. But I mean, with baseball down, you kind of needed this. I think Tech fans needed this. I know I did. I know it's great for me just as a fan to be highly invested in it. But where do you come back next year? Can you do it again? You got a program. For those who don't know, getting in, they announced today Nigel Kennedy has re-upped with Texas Tech, another $1.2 million NIL deal, has her in the fold. Most of this team returns for next year. Unbelievable year. So really cool. So I liken it again. I've talked about the impact that the Lady Raiders had in basketball in the early 90s and the run to the title. Okay. So they don't get the championship this year. Does anybody, let me see anybody real quick. Cheryl Swoop's first year at Texas Tech. What did Texas Tech do? Lady Raider basketball. Cheryl Swoop's first season in a Lady Raider uniform. She played two, by the way. What did they do? And I'll give it a second. I know it takes a little while for you guys to type and everything else, but I'm just curious if anybody remembers long time ago. But the Nigel Kennedy, Cheryl Swoops comparisons, I think are fair. I think are 100% fair. Neither started at Tech. Both were brought in, highly recruited, highly sought after. And let me tell you right now, if we could have had NIL for Cheryl Swoops in 1991, 92, watch out. It was great since the baseball team wasn't all that. I bet Tech will start the season ranked in the top 10. Yeah. Oh, yeah, they'll be top 10 for sure. Didn't they lose in the Sweet 16? Talking about the first year of Cheryl Swoops. Maybe one or two more people might be typing in. I don't know. We'll see. Well, let's see. Lost in conference tournament to UT. Can't remember the big tournament. Nope. Did not lose to UT in the conference tournament. Need to be voice of Raider softball to make money for some station. I'm retired from play-by-play. I appreciate that, though. All right, so in 91-92, first year Cheryl Swoops, they win their first ever Southwest Conference regular season title. and then win the conference tournament. They go to the NCAA tournament, and they get beat in the Sweet 16 in Seattle, Washington, at the University of Washington, Heck Edmondson Pavilion, to a little team by the name of Stanford. Stanford goes on to win the national championship that year. Are you following me here? They lose to the national champion. First year, Cheryl Swoops. Next year, they open up, by the way, the season at Stanford, regular season. Stanford drops the national championship banner on them. Didn't really set too well with them. Made them kind of mad. So they lose that. They go on, they lose in 93 to Utah. That's the only two non-conference losses. Then they go win the national championship, and you guys know the rest of the history and everything else. My point being, though, I think this year is the junior season of Swoops for Nigel Kennedy. But even better, that instead of losing in the Sweet 16, you go all the way to the last day of the season. You lose to the national championship, champion, obviously, but you've got so much coming back. And that Swoops team in 91-92, that really got people coming out. The first sellout in Lady Raider history was the last regular season game at the Coliseum in Southwest Conference play that year against A&M. They clinched the title, won it. That was the first time they ever sold out the Coliseum. Now, let's fast forward to this year. The crowds we saw in the NCAA tournament regional late in the season, wait for it next year. You're going to have the same kind of build that you had for Lady Raider basketball in 92-93, the national championship year. And I'm not trying to tell you that Tech's going to win the national championship next year, that it's ordained and foretold and all that stuff. No, I look at it more at the drawing in of the fans, because there were a ton of people at the end of 91-92 that were paying attention to Lady Raider basketball. That when I was doing the play-by-play that year, and I'd done it the couple of years previously, that at the beginning of that year, nobody was really caring. And the year before, no, not so much. You know, you get 1,000 people out there, that'd be a really good crowd. I hope we're seeing the same projection and trajectory for Tech softball that I saw then. I think we can, because I think this is drawn in. I'm going to go back again, that you guys are not here tonight to just talk about hardcore softball stuff. You're here tonight because you love Texas Tech softball and what you saw. You love this team. You wanted to talk about it. You wanted to get in and visit about it and talk about the season. You're invested in the players. You're invested in Haley Toney. You're invested in the individuals that are making this happen. And that's really fascinating for me to see. Timbo, great comparison. Kennedy Swoops. Thanks. That's what I do. I'm an old guy. I make comparisons in context. So here we go. On to next year. What happens? I don't know. But did this year make Tech softball infinitely cooler to recruits out there? You got to think so. Because that's what the 91-92 Tech team did for the Lady Raiders, and obviously the national championship team. Those two teams, you recruited off that for damn near the rest of the decade. And I don't mean that in a lazy way. I mean that young girls, young players, athletes coming up saw that, and they wanted to be a part of it, and continued. So what can the impact of this year be, that all of these kids in Texas and around the country watching Nigel Kennedy, watching Texas Tech, watching Toney, watching all of them, what can that impact be that you don't even see for another year or two? I think it can be huge. Massive. Sustainable. And now we got the money. We got the money to do it. We can make it happen. I say we. I got like $8 in my wallet right now. It will be much easier to recruit big time players. Come play with Nigel. Yeah. I mean, why wouldn't they want to do it? You know, why wouldn't they want to do it next year? And I think you'll see that with portal commits. Yeah. I don't even know when the softball portal opened up. So yeah, I feel like the other pitchers we have are decent players and can carry on after Kennedy is done. I think they're pretty good. I think you'll get some better ones. You know, I mean, Ria Seto, she beat OU last year to end their long winning streak. It's not like you didn't have good pitchers around there. Was it Samantha? Was it Lincoln? Who? One of them threw a no hitter earlier this year. The softball portal opened this past Monday. I didn't feel a thing. You think we wouldn't notice that? Which makes perfect NCAA sense. I agree. The portal should not open until after all the season stuff is done. Everybody following us on our YouTube channel, Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland. We need just a handful more to get over 500 subscribers. When we get that, it changes the algorithm and it really bumps up everything. Same thing if you're not following us on our Facebook page. We put a lot of cool stuff on there. I think you'd enjoy it. And then, of course, obviously on Twitter at Ryan Hyatt Media. Everything we do, we archive at theraiderland.com. We'll have our Saturday column with no name tomorrow. 5 things we know on a Sunday, which really has anything to do with sports. And I love it that you guys love that. And I love that we've got a whole bunch of people on here tonight at 10:08 on a Friday night talking about softball. Your last thoughts, your comments, everything else, whatever you want to say. If you've never commented before, if you've never done it before, United Supermarkets is making it happen. You know, Father's Day is coming up, ladies, and Market Street, United Supermarkets, you know, you can go there and you can buy us like a bunch of steaks to cook or, you know, get us some okra. We can do some fried okra. You get the idea. Even a card would be nice. I don't even need a card. Instead of a card, just buy like, you know, a pack of ribeyes and write on the package, Happy Father's Day. Cook these. Done. Thank you, Market Street United Supermarkets. We thank Domino's Pizza for being a great sponsor tonight for us and for a long time. Ultra Exteriors in Lubbock, I know, and it sucks that we got to say it, but I know a lot of y'all have had some damage to the house in the last day or two. If specifically on the window side, if your windows got bashed in, broken, damaged, our friend Warren Taylor at Ultra Exteriors can help you out. They can make it happen. I mean, you wanted it to look better anyways, right? You were thinking about it anyways. We need to do some new windows. Well, okay. Maybe now you've got a little more impetus. But I hope everybody was safe tonight around here. We still had some bad weather around West Texas. That's, again, why we were sitting out there looking at, you know, the storms to our due west of us going, is that a tornado or not? What should we do? Well, it's like, we got to do something. Like, no, we're good. Get a beer. But if you did suffer some damage, Ultra Exteriors and Warren Taylor, they're the guys you need to call. They'll make it happen. All right, a few more comments before we get out of here tonight. Ribeye Steaks today, but forgot to take a photo. Dang it, Lynn. What are you doing? We're men. We take pictures of our meat. I'm going to rethink that entire statement, just move forward right now. Softball is a great game. Over the last 20 years, I've grown to like it better than baseball. It's a great game, but I would right now say this 100%. Do not compare softball to baseball, in as much as do not compare women's basketball to men's basketball. 2 different sports, completely different sports. Softball is its own sport. It is different from baseball. Totally different from baseball. It's its own sport. Enjoy it on its own. Now, you can like it better than baseball, but I'm not talking about you, Stacy. I'm just saying in general that I hate when I see fans sometimes do this comparison on a women's analogous sport to a men's analogous sport and say, well, this no. Two different sports. Softball stands on its own. Love it for its own reasons. Don't like it for its own reasons. But don't sit there and I'm not lecturing Stacy here. Don't sit there and say, well, I don't like softball because it's not like baseball. Well, that's dumb. Thanks, Raiderland. From those of us who wish we were out there in the non-West Texans who wish you were West Texans. Well, you're all Red Raiders if you're in here tonight. Michelle jumping in. Young team. Yeah, 2 seniors in the lineup. Great season for Tech. First World Series. So proud of this team. I agree. At least you got some good cotton showers. CJ, I wish we had. We hadn't had a drop of rain last night or tonight. Not a drop of rain. We had 48 seconds of golf ball sized hail, or as my wife called it, cat toy sized hail. Cat toy sized hail. Not a drop of rain the last 2 days. So we could use a little bit of rain out here. Amen. It's a different game. Too many high schools will retread a baseball coach to coach softball. Agreed. All right, you guys are the best. Hey, if you want to do something for us, like I said, subscribe to all of our platforms. Our YouTube channel, please get on YouTube channel, subscribe. You don't have to watch it there. You can watch it on Facebook or Twitter, but just subscribe, hit like and share. Like our Facebook page, be a part of that. We do a lot of unique stuff over there. And then Twitter at Ryan Hyatt Media. We will be back with you tomorrow. Tomorrow afternoon is usually when we do the Saturday column. I don't know what we're going to talk about tomorrow, but it'll be good. Be awesome. Everybody have a great Friday night. Congratulations to Texas Tech softball. And I'll say this at the end of this. Always remember when you're enjoying a season that's really good, a team that's really good, that sometimes these are the good old days. Don't ever wish it away. Don't ever say, I can't wait for it. Enjoy the moment. You never know if you're ever going to be back there again. And I hope they are. I hope they are. I hope they're back there next year. And I think maybe some Texas Tech baseball fans have come to understand this over the last couple of years regarding the College World Series and other things. Never just think it's going to go on forever. Never just think it's going to always be that way. Always enjoy the moment. Never allow yourself to not embrace and enjoy the moment, no matter how it ends, no matter what happens, and thinking, oh, I can't wait for next year, and you kind of throw away the moment. Don't do that. These things are hard to do. I mean, think about it. Texas had never won a College World Series in softball until a few hours ago. These things are hard to do. So enjoy and embrace and celebrate what you just saw for what it was and what it can be. In the words of Kamala Harris, do not be unburdened by what wasn't happening in the deal with the thing. We'll see you guys tomorrow. See you on the site, theraiderland.com. Y'all are the best.